Game Maker 8
Legacy Reborn Swag Lord Edition.
powered by
SSJ.net.
Hey, what is up guys, Coder here. I'm going to be doing a little mini project, a little mini game with my stable version of my language today. I decided it would be a good exercise. I haven't actually pushed my language that far, so I might find a few issues here and there, but you know, I thought it's good to make the demo every time I update the language. It's good to make a demo, so let's get into it. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna test our existing project, and what you have here is what's just going to be the menu screen. I'm just gonna rename that to the menu over here, and I don't think we need to do much in it right now. Then let's create the actual game room, and we're going to add a few objects in here, and we're going to change the background as well. So I did already set up all of the spriting for this, although let me just resize this real quick. Okay, that's better. Okay, so we're gonna have the wall. We're gonna have the walls, and then we're gonna have the actual player. Let's see. So this is just using actual default sprites from Game Maker. It's nothing too crazy. I'm gonna also add a chest object here. I'm not going to program anything immediately. We're gonna start out just by testing things out a little bit. So I am probably going to make a character spawner or a spawn location. Like a default spawn location. Just gonna create a little block. This is just so that when we start out, we'll spawn him in a certain place. Alright. Alright, so nothing programmed yet. I'm going to save this as a new version, and we're just gonna see what happens at this point. You'll see that nothing's really gonna happen, and we're stuck in this room right here. Alright, so we want to change a couple of things in our actual code. This is currently all our code. Pretty basic stuff. So it tests the room and then it loads the menu sound. And what we're actually going to do is we're going to make it load the sounds properly. There are a few sounds. First thing I'm going to do, so this is for the global, the symbol is for global namespace, in case you didn't know. So for the sounds we have collect, we have the open sound. Then we have the menu, and after that we have the actual main music. You can say MUS for music or BGM. Actually, I'll go with BGM this time around. And in here, we're just gonna make it so that it goes straight to the game room and skips going to the menu, because we don't want to deal with the menu right now. Let's see. We are going to have a little bit of a music system here. For now, we'll just what we'll do is we'll just use this. We might have to change this later. I plan to add more stuff. Alright, cool. So we load the sounds, the sound effects. We have the music loaded as well. And when we are in the game, which we go to immediately after starting, if you don't know what this is, it's just when the main function is executed, whatever code's in here is executed. This is the priority. This has negative priority, so it means it'll be executed last. Yes. But if anything is below, that'll be executed later. But since this is the only negative one, then everything will be executed before it. Like this one, when you don't say any priority, it's priority 0. Alright, cool. So we have that going on. We have the starting code. I guess that is a start. So let's try and compile that. Okay, and then I'm going to delete the scripts in here. Just close a couple of windows here, getting in the way. Alright, cool. So we compile that, and then we put the actual scripts into the game, and we run it. You can see the chest is kind of opening and closing. It's funny to watch, but basically we have our main little screen here, and we can now actually spawn the player and deal with stuff like the chest, you know. So I'm gonna actually create this character script right here, or file I should say. So I'm gonna add some events to the character object now. Alright, so drawing, he just draws himself, no big deal there. And we are going to also add cars or default spawn. So I'm not going to actually be explaining too much about the language, since this is mostly about this little project. but it's pretty simple. It has overloading inline functions and a few little convenience things in it. It's nothing too crazy. So we do need to wrap these in here since these are instructions and this is the elemental level. I'm gonna wrap them in there. Those are the execute at the beginning. Make sure they execute early because we're messing around with objects, adding events to objects, and we want to make sure that's done before anything crazy. Alright, in here I'm just going to create the character. We're just gonna get the offset of one of these sprites for the character. Let's cover up. So what we're doing here is we are creating the character based on the origin here, so that if instead of spawning him with his feet right here, we're gonna offset based on his relative origin coordinates. That's exactly what we're doing here. So that's going to create the character, and we can now test that out. And there is our character running like crazy. Pretty basic stuff, nothing crazy going on here. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to actually add some movement to him, and I'm going to destroy let's see here. I do think I want to make the character persistent. I'm not entirely sure. Alright, so I'm gonna add a little bit of movement code in here. This is the type, automatic type, to make this temporary variable inside this function. I think I also want to add a bit of a keyboard events here. Might as well get that keyboard set up, or just do it here. I don't think I included the keyboard. Yeah, I didn't. Alright, we're going to include the keyboard library that I have. And then we're going to actually update the keyboard. And then we're going to set up the keys. Make it ASDW. I do think I need to have a look in here and see the actual API for it. Okay, we just need to get a key. Okay. cool. Key right, take, key held, key left. So for now, we'll just add whatever input the player is actually pressing, or the player user, to our coordinates. Test that out. Alright, so something interesting is going on in here. I'm not entirely sure, but I do think that there might be an issue in the key system. I'm just gonna use another system. I'm just gonna use the default GameMaker keyboard for now until I get to the bottom of that. Alright, compile that. We got our movement going on. But we do go through walls. Alright, and we have the animation not necessarily working out for us. What I'm gonna do now is two things really. I wonder how we will do the animation. Alright, so let's get the mask set up with the character. We have the actual mask right here, and it's just at his feet there. That's a little cross section on his feet. That's actually the mask. We are going to set the depth of the walls as well. Actually of the character. So he has less depth, means he's more at the front. That way he'll be drawn over top of the walls. And then what we're gonna do here is we're gonna say, okay, so we'll do the animation later, but first we'll make him actually not move through blocks. So we'll have the X target. We'll have him move like something like that. 200 pixels per second maybe. And then we'll apply the vertical movement as well. Alright, and that should not allow him to move through walls. We can test that out as well. He's moving a bit too fast. Yeah, but he is. Yeah, you see how he's drawn over the top of the walls? That's what we want. I'm gonna set up his animation. Yeah, I'm gonna set up his animation and lower down his speed. So we're gonna make him actually move about 80. And then for the animation here, we're gonna have a special variable. So first we'll make him have no image speed, because that's screwing things up. And then in here what we're gonna do is we're gonna check his previous position. And then animate. Alright, so we're gonna have the Y displacement. Yeah, Y displacement is equal to Y subtract the previous Y, and then if it's smaller 0, then moving up. Otherwise, if our Y displacement is larger than 0, then we are moving down. And then in these cases, we're going to actually change the character's image or sprite. So if either of these is different, then we move around. We have the animation. Otherwise, standard. So we're gonna have the sprite index as scar down. image index as 0. As you can see right here, that's just him standing. And for moving down, moving up, up. And then we have the X displacement. We're going to do the same thing for the X displacement. We're going to have him move left and right. And we are doing the X later because if he's moving diagonally, we can choose to either have his animation moving him up or left, and I've decided I'm going to make it left. So this is going to be left, this is going to be right. And after all of that, we have the actual animation. So index is equal to modulo of sprite get number. Index. So what this means is just basically we are animating from the first image all the way into the total number of images that we have. So that's what this is. I think I might just add the floor right here, and then the modulo afterwards. Image index. Wait a minute. I don't think we need to actually floor this at all. Okay, so for the actual animation, STS, we want him to animate about, I think, once per second. So I think that this is the correct math for that, for him to go through the entire animation. Let me just change that. Alright. In 1 second he should go through that entire image, all the images that we have in our actual sprite. Alright. So we're gonna compile that. Put it into our project again. Let's see if that runs for us. I do think it's a bit slow, the animation. Okay, and I do want him to be able to run 80 plus 80 times if we're holding shift, then we have more speed. And then let's make our actual I was thinking of making it based on the distance, but okay, so 1.5 plus 1.5 times keyboard checker okay, shift. Alright, that's a quick, easy solution. Let's just remove these. Okay, now we can run with shift. And his walking is pretty decent now. I like the speed. Can still walk through the chest. Alright. I wonder if we should just be able to walk through chests. I think that's fine. I don't know. We can easily make them not walk throughable just by setting the parenting. And there we are. Alright. So now what I'm going to do is actually make the chest open and give you a treasure. Might as well get that done. I'm gonna add a drop function because we don't really need it. Alright, so yeah, let me just check the time. Alright, I'm not gonna try to make this too long, so we're gonna work with this chest now. Okay, so if we are closer than plus 16, let's see, what's the distance that we should be? Yeah, I guess 32 is fine. 32 pixels. Just open. I mean, yeah, I guess let's just go with this. Okay, chest open. Alright, cool. So, open the chest, and what do we have in here? We actually have the sound effect play for the opening, and then we're gonna create an actual treasure. And for the treasures, we have these choices right here. Alright, cool. So we also need this treasure object. I'm gonna, oh wait, we don't need it here. We're gonna create it manually. Oh, treasure. Create the object. Init run, and I guess we don't need to add a draw event. That way it draws automatically. I don't think we need to worry about that too much. And then in here we're basically gonna say we want to choose one of these: white, red, lime, blue, purple. Lime, red, lime, blue, purple, gold bar. Okay, so those are gems. Okay, so we're gonna choose one of these. As our actual treasure, and then index now we're just gonna have to get the actual colors. This isn't the best way to code this, but it's probably the quickest for now. Gem red, lime blue purple, lime blue purple, gold bar. Alright, then we have in here purple, alright, so this color, what it's gonna do is when you collect the treasure, so like I'm gonna have like this little animation. Create treasure XY. Alright, so image alpha goes 0. Gonna have our alpha for our sprite actually increase, and then I'm gonna clip it at 1, and then if we have less than 1, then we go. We're gonna move our actual treasure. And then otherwise we're gonna play the collect sound effect. And then we're gonna destroy ourselves. Effect, create above. And then we're gonna have this little effect. Just have to check in the documentation. Kind XY size color. Alright, we have this little firework effect. And then we destroy this actual treasure. And again, we're using that color that we determined before. Alright. Treasure. So plus 16, that means it's going to be in the center of the actual chest. Alright, perfect. I do think this is it. So let's try and test that out. There's one little problem. I don't think these actual gems are centered, so they are spawning in a weird way. We're gonna create a few treasures just so that we can test this properly. You see the color? Alright, cool. So there is one thing that we're gonna add now, and it's gonna be the actual menu. I was gonna probably do more, but I don't want to make this video like crazy long. So I'm gonna add a little bit of a kind of a mini maze. It's not really a maze, I guess. Just add the random blocks. Yeah, add a bit of that. If there was like darkness, there would actually be more of a challenge, but it's fine. We're not gonna go crazy. Just gonna make it pretty basic. Have some of that there. Alright, and then we're gonna add a bit of more blocks here. And that looks like, might as well add a few more chests in these corners. Alright. Alright, let's test it out. Could have something like showing up the score, but I'm not gonna bother with that really. Not right now. It's pretty easy to add. I don't think there's much point to go into that. And the last thing that we are actually, oh my gosh, I can't go through. I can't get the last. Okay, last thing we're gonna do is add the menu. So I already had plans for how I'm going to do the menu. Okay, so actually, let's just call it on menu with that global. Alright, and then let's go with that. And then we have the actual menu. Alright, so we're gonna actually draw a large chest. Then we have the actual. Alright, so we're gonna have like an oscillation. Scale, okay. So we're gonna have two types of oscillation. Time times 2 times pi. So that means about once per second, but we're gonna have a change of about 0.15 in the actual percent, like size up, size down, size up, size down. Let's see. Times, so every 3 seconds it's gonna complete the oscillation. 1, 2, 3, yeah, so that seems like a reasonable scale oscillation. And so we're gonna go times 0.15. Okay, that's what we need. There we go. Then we have the scale here. And then for the machine, we're gonna have a bit of a, let's see here. It's gonna be 0 degrees. So this one's gonna be 10 seconds. 2 times pi times every 10 seconds. And the rotation is going to be 45 degrees. And we have that going on. Seems like it's perfect. And then we have the title that we're gonna draw. Style. Color yellow. Alpha. And then we have the title font. Then we're gonna draw text at width over 2, height times 0.25, treasures, it's going to be the title of the game, and then right check game key, and go to next, and of course a loop the menu. Caster stop. Alright, cool. That looks like that will be all. What happened to the backgrounds? Oh, did I did just delete them, didn't I? Oh god. I guess I need to copy. That's weird. That feels really weird when I do that. Okay. Oh, that is the size, isn't it? Okay. Alright, I'm just gonna have to add them again. BK menu, BK sends. Alright. Wrong number of arguments, that's the one thing I screwed up, isn't it? Alright. The one thing that I want to change is I want this text to have a back, like a glowing, a black glow. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Okay. Draw, text, glow. Then we have that. Yellow, 1.0. Color black. 0.35 maybe. Wait, I'd say 8 maybe. Okay, let's try that. Scripts. I want it to be more defined. 65. Press any key. Here we are. Still can get through there, but I don't think that's a big issue. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Alright, that is the little project, I suppose. I'm not actually gonna. I didn't actually make this soundtrack, by the way. I didn't make these songs and stuff, and these images are all pretty much from like the default GameMaker installation. So I think that about concludes it for now. Yeah, it's not much on the language really. This is more about actually creating, but still you get a taste of what you have like to go through to actually make stuff with it. I'm working on the types with my experimental version, and really that's gonna be a big deal when I figure it all out. That's going to actually allow me to release content. A lot of plans obviously, but it's just gonna have to take that time. Make sure I have that nice build of the language. So that will be it for the video, guys. I'm a bit tired today, so you know, sorry about the energy not being totally there, but I don't know, I guess that's what happens when I keep working on my language for extended periods of time. Thanks for watching, stick around for more, and peace!